Hi, Happy New Year, everyone. Spirit wanted me to come online and talk to you a little bit about I can only give you how I do it, how I remain happy. I'm happy almost all the time, and high vibrational. And in the times we live in where things are kind of blowing up all over the world, um, it's important to maintain that happiness within yourself because it will help you stay calm and even and balanced as the world goes through all its changes. Okay, so I would say the first thing that I did was I turned off mainstream media news. I stopped watching the news. I come from a family who's, Fox News every night. And so I hear about what's going on, and, I'll flip through, like on YouTube and see highlights and such. And sometimes I even post them. But I see how the world is just right now filled with so much anger and hate for each other, not just in our country, but in other countries. But for right now, I'm addressing America, the United States of America. We got to get some kind of balance and peace back in our land. I would also say to limit your social media, or be more selective on what you watch on social media. And choose peace instead of conflict whenever possible. So those are kind of the main things. But then I also have a routine or a ritual, whatever you want to call it, that I do or try to do every single day of my life. And I really started implementing it over this last year in 2025, after my big ordeal with the phishing scam and such. I was able to keep myself even and not get too crazy within, by doing some of these steps. But this is my daily ritual. And as I said, I've pretty much been like this my whole life. I always wake up happy. I just do. I don't really dream when I sleep, so to speak. Although I believe I'm out in the astral a bunch, but I don't really dream while I sleep. My visions come while I'm awake. I can close my eyes and all of a sudden it's like kind of like watching a movie or a commercial on TV, and it plays out, the scene plays out, and then I got to figure out what the heck I'm watching and who's it for and so forth. But that's how my dreams come or visions come so far. I think it's because I couldn't translate anything if I dreamt about it at night. I don't know, but it's much easier for me in my waking state to experience a vision that way, where I'm coherent and can kind of understand what I'm watching in the full waking spirit of it. So anyways, I spend the first half hour of every day when I wake up, sometimes even don't even get out of bed. I just lay there and use that time to meditate, reflect, and, just talk with Source and Spirit about what my day's plan is, or things that I may have been thinking about when I first woke up, or maybe the last meditation I was listening to. I talk to Spirit and also express gratitude through that time when I first wake up, and it kind of sets the mood for the day. I also at that time call back all my energy from all people, places, and things that do not serve my higher good, on all timelines, dimensions, locations, galaxies, wherever the heck I might be, somebody's jar in a graveyard or whatever. It doesn't matter. I call back all my energy first thing in the morning. And then I'll do it again at night before I go to sleep. I have kind of like a formula. And I think that it's important, especially as we're nourishing our spiritual sides and our new bodies and new lifestyles and so forth, because even my eating habits have changed. Everything has changed. But first, let's start with the body. I think that my ritual should always include the body, the mind, the spirit, the soul, the heart. Okay? So for the body, I like to do the Tai Chi and dancing, alchemy. That's a more, for someone my age especially, it's bends your body, it gives you flexibility, it opens up chakras, and the flow of energy, which is most important. You want the flow of energy to be grounded from earth and into you, into your heart space. So for the body, that's some of the things I do. I also like when the weather's better around here where I live, we've had this tule fog and it's freezing outside. So I haven't been able to go out in nature and walk around and talk to the trees and the plants and such. I like to sing to my plants so they grow. But anyways, the next thing that I do, so I always cover those aspects of my whole person every day. So my mind, I always try to spend time increasing my mind, stretch it. If I don't understand something, then I do research. Some people think that's boring. I like it, so that's good for me. But for mind, I read books. I always have a new book or a book to add to the library. My library is quite extensive because I enjoy many subjects. Always trying to learn and improve myself and my spiritual space, my hobbies. I have things for travel. I like books, so I have quite a few. Or I'll watch a video. I like to watch the educational videos, the teaching videos, history channel videos, those kind of things. Practice my gifts, because half my gifts I don't even know how to use yet. I'm working on it. But getting comfortable with the spiritual gifts and your talents that you knew you had something, but you just didn't know really how to use them. And so some of my books and instructions teach me how to improve that. I also, have my ancestors that assist me with some of the things I don't quite understand. They will explain it to me. And do study and research and patterns. I am attracted to patterns. I can sense patterns. And it may take me a minute, and that's how it is when I meet people. It's patterns. I see patterns. And that's all I can say. But I like to study and do research on all subjects, all things that I enjoy doing or am curious about. And since my curiosity level is high, I'm always learning something new. And then comes a spirit. So I think in the spirit section, it's important to praise and show gratitude for your life, no matter where you are in life. Am I where I want to be? No, not exactly yet. I think that I'm on the right path, or I feel like I am. Well, I actually know that I am. I'm on the right path. So I'm real comfortable with myself, so I don't mind spending time alone. I'm actually pretty good company. So I enjoy this time with Spirit because I talk to Spirit as I'm talking now. This is how my conversations with God and Spirit go, with the ancestors as well. I'm not formal. I've been talking to God and the angels and some ancestors since I was a very tiny little girl. So I've always talked to them this way. They're my family. They're my people that I know or spirits that I know love me and care for me. So they are my world. Checking ego every single day. A lot of people would like to think that I am full of myself. Actually, I check my ego every single day to make sure that my intentions are set for the good of all instead of being greedy or egotistical or selfish. Because if you don't check yourself on a daily basis, that can get away from you without you even realizing it. So to me, that's important. I also tune my chakras and my aura to make sure that everything's in line, that I'm not having any kind of blockages and such for my progression of my spirituality. Chakras can get blocked, especially when you're doing shadow work sometimes. Sometimes that's what promotes the shadow work, because you got some sort of chakra blockage or whatever, and you know something's wrong and you got to address it. And I'm not a fan of shadow work. I do a lot of it, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't like to cry. I don't like to um, go into my emotions like that. I like to be the brave one, you know. But sometimes you got to do that, and it just makes you a better person, helps you to understand yourself and others as well. And, you know, even my enemies, you know, it's hard to hate someone that you understand what they're feeling and you feel bad that they feel that way and you wish they wouldn't, but, you know, you can't hate them because they're they're just in their negative, you know, they're fractured. You know, you just got to love them from a distance. That's all. And then, of course, the soul and the heart. That's where my fun stuff comes in. My inner child, my heart of hearts, my soul and my heart. Art, music, writing, once again, a walk in nature. Cooking, I love to cook, bake, gardening. You know, I'm getting my green thumb back. It went away for a little while. I don't know what happened, but it's back. And then creative ideas. I get creative ideas all the time. I finally had to buy one of those little recorders that I could carry around in my purse, because I get these little pop in the brain ideas, and then if I don't write it down or, you know, record it or whatever quick enough, you know, I get busy doing something else and I forget. So I started carrying one of those little guys around. So that seems to be helping me. I like to creative write stories. I have a children's book and a, a, I would say a self-help, more of a self-help book going, that hopefully will be able to help other people get through some of the harder times of spiritual growth and understanding yourself, addressing your shadow, your inner child, introducing yourself to your little person again. And you know, sometimes that little person just needs a hug, and to know that you're recognizing them and that you love them. And then once again, when that day is ended, you know, there's no time frame on all of this through the day. I just, you know, in my job, I talk to God all day long, and spirit, and sometimes I dance and alchemize while I'm doing my job, you know, because I have a flexible job. I work for myself, and I don't see a lot of people, so that makes it nice where I can, if I want to take a minute and do a little alchemy because something came into my mind, then I can. And it keeps my day happy and purposeful. But every night I do it again. I call back my energy, and basically from anyone who does not serve my higher self, and you know, the purpose of the higher self, if they're trying to do something treacherous or dishonest or, you know, trick me or whatever the case might be, having my energy called back means that I'm standing in my power and I'm able to resist a lot of things that others do not resist. And you call it back from all timelines, you know, all dimensions, everywhere. I call it back from everywhere, because I know I go out on the astro at night many times. I call it back from the astro as well. The dream state, what else? And then cleanse and purify it as you call it back before you know, integrate it into you. Cleanse and purify it, and then amplify it so that when it does come back inside of you, it's coming back powerful, more powerful than before. And for those who like to send moon magic and such on the full moons, might I let you know that I alchemize that, you know, transmute it, and turn it into positive. And anything you do on this full moon, just know that you will be helping to bring some world peace, because I'd like to see things settle down in the European countries as well. So it will be alchemized and turned into something very good. So rest assured, we're all good here. And I know there's a lot of other light workers out there that do the same thing. So all right, so I think that's it. That's my how can I help you for today? And hopefully it does help. I mean, it takes me a while to get back online like this because I just, I don't always think that anybody wants to listen, but Spirit seems to think they do. So even if it helps one person, I guess that's really good because that's one more soul going towards the light. So blessings to all and have a really, really great day, week, month. And as soon as Spirit tells me what to say the next time, I'll be back online to share it with you. Love and hope. Bye-bye.